I think, yeah, what were you gonna say,
Well,
Dolores?
I just think that people have been so shamed by it, you know, and we have to be honest with the people that watch the show because we know what we signed up for.
Half of Hollywood has shrunk before our very eyes. Are celebs suddenly discovering a secret potion? Nope, it's Ozempic, and you won't believe how many famous celebrities are on this stuff right now. In part 1 of this video, we talked about the likes of Oprah Winfrey and Boris Johnson, but this time, we've got names that will make you think your entire life was a lie. Let's get into it. Starting with Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie stunned fans by unveiling a dramatically slimmer figure in 2023. She has been long open about her struggles with weight and suddenly looked years younger and healthier. Trust us, even she was floored. "I can't believe this is me now," the 63-year-old wrote in shock, captioning a photo of her new self. She went from an XL or XXL down to just a size large and admitted that she was completely shocking herself with the change. So, what's her secret? Turns out Rosie's doctor put her on Mounjaro, a diabetes similar to Ozempic, and weight loss was a happy side effect. Plus, she's also cut out sugar and even had to buy new clothes in Ireland after dropping the pounds. Fans were stunned and thrilled. Some barely recognized the former talk show host's new look. The internet erupted with praise and a bit of playful envy, because how did Rosie manage to get so slim so fast? Rosie's journey has been mostly positive because her Mounjaro use is medically driven as she's diabetic. There's been less backlash and more cheers for her improved health. In fact, Rosie's glowing transformation is giving hope to many struggling with weight and diabetes.
So I've lost, 55 pounds. I mean, at 5'6", almost 7, I probably should be 150. The doctor would prefer that I get to 150.
Who knew the outspoken comedian would quietly become a poster child was magic? She's feeling great, but hold on, because the Hollywood weight loss journey is just getting started. Rebel Wilson went from Fat Amy to Fit and Fab. Pitch Perfect's own Rebel Wilson has had one of the most talked about weight loss journeys of the decade, and it just got even juicier. Rebel spent 2020 in her self-declared year of health, shedding around 70 pounds the old-fashioned way. But the real tea is that the Aussie funny woman later revealed she did enlist pharmaceutical help after that initial slim down to keep the weight off. Yes, our beloved Fat Amy admitted to turning to Ozempic after her lifestyle changes in order to maintain her new figure. Rebel candidly told The Times that she has an insatiable sweet tooth, explaining, "Someone like me could have a bottomless appetite for sweets, so I think those can be good." She defended weight loss injections, and fans were initially shocked. Rebel had been the poster girl for doing it naturally, including hiking, boxing, and giving up junk food. So hearing she used the so-called skinny jab later on was a bit of a surprise. That's when the internet started to debate. Was her transformation all because of Ozempic, or just a little boost? According to Rebel, it was mostly hard work, but she's not ashamed of getting a little extra science on her side. In interviews, she's stressed that there's no magic solution, and you still need healthy habits.
Rebel rising!
But she also confessed that a doctor's warning initially motivated her journey.
But he very seriously looked at me and said, "Well, you'd have a much better chance if you were healthier."
Later, she had a baby via surrogate in 2023, and she's kept the weight off, thanks in part to that Ozempic assist. Fans are mostly in awe. Seeing Rebel absolutely glow up from the goofy plus-size sidekick to a glam confident diva has been inspirational. Memes even circulated joking Fat Amy went on Ozempic, mixing humor with admiration. Plus, Rebel herself stays upbeat and humorous about it. If anything, Rebel's openness has made people feel it's okay to seek help. Rebel's living her best life and we are here for it. But she's not the only one. Meghan Trainor's transformation was insane. The pop star has built her career on a curvy girl anthem, and All About That Bass was an ode to loving your thicker self, which makes her recent weight loss journey deliciously ironic.
I'm trying to biohack my body, so anything that'll help me age backwards, I'm into it.
After Meghan had her second baby, fans were floored by her dramatic transformation. She stepped out looking slim and confident, sparking rampant Ozempic rumors across social media. Commenters couldn't help but ask, where'd the bass go? In a March 2025 post, Meghan revealed she did use Mounjaro to kick off her post-baby slim down. In her words, "I've been on a journey to be the healthiest, strongest version of myself, and yes, I use science and support. Shout out to Monjaro to help me after my second pregnancy. The singer emphasized it wasn't just the injections, because she overhauled her lifestyle, got a trainer, and worked with a dietitian too. But her openness about getting a little pharmaceutical help was a refreshing dose of honesty in image-obsessed Hollywood. Fans had mixed reactions. Some applauded her transparency. Finally, there was a celeb admitting it. But others felt a twinge of nostalgia. The girl who sang about loving her curves had now medically melted them away. So much for all that bass, one fan said on Twitter, half joking, half sad. Another wrote, first she told us to embrace our size, now she's on Ozempic? Kinda stings. Still, the majority seemed happy for Meghan's health. She's spoken about wanting to be fit for her kids and break generational cycles of health issues, which most folks get. In true Meghan fashion, she's turning the conversation to self-care. Fans may miss the old curves, but they can't deny Mama looks happy and healthy. And Tori Spelling's in the same boat. The former Beverly Hills 90210 teen queen and reality TV regular has basically grown up in the spotlight, and so have her weight fluctuations. After 5 kids, Tori openly struggled to drop the baby weight from her youngest, born in 2017. By her own account, she'd never had an issue losing pregnancy weight until baby number 5. That's when age and hormones hit hard. So, what did Donna Martin do when salads and spin classes weren't cutting it? She got a little medical boost and isn't afraid to admit it. On her podcast, Tori confessed she turned to prescription injections to slim down after that last pregnancy.
My whole point is, I did Monjaro, and everyone admits it now. It's a different time, so I don't feel like shame saying that. I couldn't lose the baby weight.
She initially tried Ozempic, but said it didn't give her the desired results. Instead, her doctor switched her to Monjaro, which finally did the trick. As a result, Tori went from around 160 pounds back to her usual svelte self, around 120 pounds. When she debuted her new figure in 2023, fans and tabloids went wild. The Tori of the 90s was back. Tori has been frank about the journey. I couldn't lose the weight, and the doctor was like, well, it's an age thing, she shared, explaining that heading into menopause made it brutal to shed pounds. So she got on the injections, lost the weight, and stopped using them by January 2024 once she hit her goal. She even revealed a fun fact. About 14% of people don't lose weight on Ozempic, and she might have been one of them, which is why she switched to Monjaro. Trust Tori to give us the real deal, complete with stats. Reaction-wise, Tori's transformation had fans agog. Many moms related hard, because sometimes you need medical help when your body's being stubborn. Plus, she's not on it long-term and has kept the weight off, seemingly balancing things naturally now. One juicy tidbit is that Tori mentioned she was also prescribed hormone medication as she entered menopause, alongside Monjaro. So her slim down was a team effort. Hormones, Monjaro, diet, and exercise, the whole arsenal. But nobody's been as candid about Ozempic as Dolores Catania. If there were an award for most blunt Ozempic confession, Dolores Catania of Real Housewives of New Jersey fame would snatch that trophy. This Jersey girl didn't beat around the bush. She openly declared on national TV that she was on Ozempic, causing a mini frenzy among Housewives fans.
Weight is hard to take off, and I work out, and I don't crazy, and I was gaining weight, and it's a lot of different layers, so it's like...
She's forthcoming about it. Like,
let's
let her
just
live.
everybody know.
Dolores, known for her no-nonsense attitude, revealed in 2023 that her doctor prescribed her Ozempic and later Monjaro to help with weight loss and genuine health issues. I took Ozempic, stopped, and then began Monjaro, she explained, noting she's insulin-resistant, pre-diabetic, and has a thyroid issue, a trifecta that makes weight loss brutally hard. She lost about 20 pounds with the help of these meds, and fans could definitely see the difference on RH on J's latest season. She was looking snatched. The internet buzzed with reactions ranging from, dang, Dolores is looking slim, good for her, to OMG, not another housewife on Ozempic, because apparently a bunch of Bravo celebrities hopped on that trend. Dolores didn't care about the chatter. In fact, she defended her choice loudly and proudly. There's no shame in it.
If a doctor gives it to you, if you're doing things right, you're becoming healthier by losing weight. You know, it's a bunch of great things that come along with this.
Of course, not everyone was applauding. Some critics grumbled that these wealthy reality stars using Ozempic are partly why there was a shortage for actual diabetics. On social media, a few fans side-eyed Dolores, accusing her of taking shortcuts while still getting cosmetic surgeries. Dolores has been open about those too. But honestly, most of the RHONJ fanbase loved her candor. In a world where many celebs coyly say, "I just changed my diet," here's Dolores basically saying, "I hit the gym and I take the shot, so what?" She even spilled that cost was a factor because Ozempic isn't cheap. Dolores swapped to Mounjaro partly due to the hefty price tag of Ozempic. Still, she combined the med with regular exercise and healthier eating. Stressing there is no easy fix, she said, "I have to watch what I eat." Basically, consider Ozempic her tag team partner in the fight against Flab. She's looking fabulous. Her blood work is better, and she's fine with however she got there. As she told Sherry Shepherd, "It's a bunch of great things that come along with this." But Kelly Osbourne came out with a lot of shade. When it comes to Kelly, subtlety is not on the menu. The rock star offspring and TV personality has yo-yoed in weight over the years, but in 2023 she revealed a much slimmer figure, and she's been unapologetically loud about how she did it.
I think it's amazing and I think it's great for them. There are a million ways to lose weight. Why not do it through something that isn't as boring as working out?
Kelly took Ozempic and isn't sorry at all. In fact, she's throwing some shade at anyone who criticizes her. Biting tongue? Never heard of her. This purple-haired Osbourne is spilling the tea with a vengeance. Kelly has essentially said, "Yeah, I used Ozempic and haters stay mad." She praised the med's effectiveness and then lashed out at critics, suggesting they're just jealous. According to Kelly, a lot of people who bash Ozempic are either secretly using it themselves or are pissed off they can't afford it. That comment lit up social media like nothing before. Some people were supportive, but many others slammed her for being tone deaf. The backlash was fierce. People pointed out that Ozempic is literally a diabetes medication, and rich celebs using it as a vanity caused shortages for patients who truly need it. One scathing online comment read, "Rich people have access to healthy food, trainers, and chefs, but still choose Ozempic, causing shortages for diabetics." In other words, check your privilege, Kelly. It didn't help that her own mom, Sharon Osbourne, had a very public Ozempic journey too. Sharon lost a ton of weight on it, but said it made her feel too gaunt and had nasty side effects. So the Osbournes became sort of the unofficial Ozempic ambassadors, which is not a great look to some. Kelly's brash defense, which included basically calling critics broke, struck many as insensitive. Even those who support Ozempic use cringed at her approach. Like, "We get that you're owning it, but maybe dial down the snark?" To her credit, Kelly has also been honest about her lifelong weight struggle. She'd previously undergone gastric sleeve surgery and had faced public bullying about her size since she was a kid. With that context, you can see why she'd have a chip on her shoulder. From Kelly's perspective, she's finally in a place where she feels in control of her body, and she's not here for anyone's judgment. Still, fans were amazed at photos of a slender Kelly stepping out on red carpets. Some even worried initially, asking if she was okay. She assured everyone she's more than okay, and she's thriving thanks to Ozempic. Trust Kelly to wade right into the fight in full combat mode. Love her or hate her approach, she's got everyone talking. And as the saying goes, there's no such thing as bad press, especially when you're Osbourne-level famous and thin for the first time in ages. Did you see Kelly Clarkson's transformation though? Unbelievable. When OG American Idol Kelly Clarkson started showing off a noticeably slimmer figure in 2023 and 2024, fans did a double take. Kelly has long been a champion of body positivity. She famously clapped back at fat shamers and said she was comfortable in her skin at any size. So her weight loss sparked instant Ozempic rumors. The internet basically split between, "Wow, Kelly looks amazing," and "Wait, did Kelly secretly join the Ozempic club?" Never one to shy away from honesty, Kelly addressed the chatter head-on. On her own talk show in May 2024, she admitted she did take weight loss medication, but not the one everyone thinks.
That she does not use Ozempic.
Everybody thinks it's Ozempic. It's not. It's something else. But it's something that aids in helping break down the sugar. Obviously, my body doesn't do it.
She didn't name it, but made it clear it ain't Ozempic. Apparently, even Kelly Clarkson couldn't escape the semaglutide stigma and wanted to set the record straight. Kelly explained that her doctor had been after her for 2 years to try this medication, and she finally agreed. At 5'3", Kelly had once hit 203 pounds, and it was taking a toll. With the medication's help and a new commitment to healthy eating and more walking after moving to New York City, she dropped a significant amount of weight, reportedly around 40 pounds or more. She emphasized to people that it wasn't a magic shot. "I eat a healthy Mick. I dropped weight because I've been listening to my doctor. 90% of the time, I'm really good with my diet." Basically, she's working it with a little medical boost. Fan reaction was overwhelmingly supportive. Kelly's like America's BFF. People just want her happy and healthy. Her openness about thyroid problems and even taking antidepressants in the past meant that most fans weren't judging her for needing medical help. A typical comment was like, "Good for Kelly, she found something that works for her health. Who cares if it's Ozempic or not?" The fact she explicitly said it wasn't Ozempic did quell a lot of the gossip, but she's been careful to frame it as a health decision. She even said she was afraid of weight loss first due to her thyroid issues. Now that she's on one, she's feeling great and still slaying vocally on her show and Las Vegas residency. Kelly's decades of authenticity have earned her enough goodwill to drown out the haters. And honestly, when she confidently belted out in a recent performance looking trim and radiant, the narrative became, Kelly Clarkson version 2.0 is here and she's killing it. Then there's Josh Gad, who's turned into a whole new person. You know the actor as the voice of Olaf the Snowman and the hilarious big guy from Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, and a bunch of Broadway shows. But he surprised the heck out of everyone by revealing a much slimmer physique recently. Josh has often been the self-described funny fat guy in Hollywood. But after deciding enough was enough, he hopped on the weight loss medication trend and dropped 40 pounds. Now fans are doing double takes. Is that Olaf or Olaf's skinny twin? Josh opened up about using a GLP-1, either Ozempic or Wegovy, to change his relationship with food. He explained that the medication suppressed that noise in his head, the constant hunger and obsession with eating. When I wake up, I feel hunger pains, and so much of that is psychological. What this does is it takes away that signal, he said on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast. For Josh, it's been nothing short of a miracle, helping him break habits and focus on health. But here's the endearing part. Gad joked about his new identity crisis. "I've always been the funny fat guy. Can I be the funny skinny guy? Can I be the hot leading man? I don't know that people would accept me as those things." He mused. Imagine being so associated with your size that losing weight makes you worry about your brand. Fans found this both humorous and heart-tugging. On one hand, folks cheered him on, but on the other, some echoed his sentiment. They loved Cuddly Josh and hope he doesn't lose that relatable vibe. Internet reaction was mostly supportive and amused. Memes popped up with Olaf's quote, "I don't have a skull," or bones, replaced with, "I don't have an appetite," or cravings. Joking that Ozempic turned him into a snowman who doesn't need food, fans tweeted things like, "Proud of Josh Gad taking control of his health, but real talk, he was cute before and after." The consensus? Josh is awesome no matter his size, but if he's healthier and happier now, good for him. He's also been candid about doing this for his kids because he wants to be around longer for them. "My primary goal is, I want to be there for my kids," he said plainly. As for backlash, there's virtually none. Josh doesn't really attract haters. He's too likable. Perhaps a few sanctimonious posts about Hollywood and miracle. But in Gad's case, people seem to get it. He framed it in such a down-to-earth way. The dude just wants to get healthy and not have food control his life. Hard to argue with that. Now the only question is, which director is going to cast newly slim Josh as a leading man in a rom-com? The man's ready to test if audiences will accept him as the hot guy. Now, let's look at the comedian on a skinny shot, Chelsea Handler. Leave it to the queen of caustic comedy to accidentally take Ozempic and turn it into a hilarious cautionary tale. Yes, Chelsea unknowingly took Ozempic for a hot minute because her anti-aging doctor slipped it to her. And her response was so on brand, equal parts funny, scathing, and brutally honest. Chelsea spilled the story on the Call Her Daddy podcast, confessing,
"My doctor, my anti-aging doctor, just hands it out to anybody, right? I didn't even know I was on it."
According to Chelsea, the doc told her, "If you ever want to drop 5 pounds, this is good," and gave her semaglutide. She took it after a vacation, thinking nothing of it. A few days later, she felt a bit nauseous at lunch. Then a friend mentioned she was nauseous from Ozempic, prompting Chelsea's light bulb moment. Once she realized it wasn't medically necessary for her, Chelsea bowed out. "I'm not on it anymore. That's too irresponsible," she said, noting she's an irresponsible user in other ways, but not about to steal a diabetic's meds. Classic Handler. She even joked that she's been playing Ozempic fairy. "I've injected about 4 or 5 of my friends with Ozempic. I realized I didn't want to use it because it's silly. It's for heavy people," she said. And then the kicker, "Everyone is on Ozempic. It's gonna backfire. Something bad is gonna happen." You can imagine the internet's reaction. Chelsea basically said what a lot of people have been thinking. Half of Hollywood's on this, and this fad might blow up in their faces. Her line, "It's gonna backfire," became a headline everywhere. Fans laughed at the absurdity of her not realizing she was on Ozempic. Critics, however, appreciated that she stopped using it when she learned it wasn't legit for her. Chelsea actually scored some points for responsibility. Who'd have thought? Of course, she couldn't resist roasting the whole trend. It's a miracle. It's too good to be true, she mockingly said about Ozempic's allure. Marveling that we can now make lifelong overweight people thin with a shot, her tone makes it clear she's skeptical. On her comedy tours and talk show appearances, she cracked jokes like, "If you're at a Hollywood dinner and no one's touching the bread, you know Ozempic is the guest of honor." Some folks in the wellness community gave a little side-eye, but that detail also weirdly underscores how prevalent Ozempic is among the elite. Chelsea had spare shots lying around to pass out at brunch, apparently. The Call Her Daddy episode caused a stir, leading even more people to talk about who's on Ozempic and who's not. But it was Remi Bader who brought the true TikTok star's cautionary Ozempic tale. Not every weight loss story has a fairy tale ending. We're talking about Remi Bader, a 27-year-old TikTok influencer and model who learned the hard way that Ozempic isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Remi's known for her realistic clothing hauls and body-positive message, so fans were stunned when she revealed she had tried Ozempic and it backfired big time. Consider her the "what can go wrong" chapter of this saga. Remi shared that she was prescribed Ozempic in 2020 because she was pre-diabetic, insulin-resistant, and gaining weight, which are legitimate medical reasons. At first, it worked. She lost some weight and was pretty pleased, but she didn't want to rely on an injection forever and suspected that once she stopped, her appetite would roar back. And boy, was she right. "A few months later, I went off it and got into the bad binging," Remi admitted. "All the suppressed cravings returned with a vengeance. The second I got off, I'm gonna get starving again. I did, and my binging got so much worse," she said, calling it 100% a rebound effect from. The kicker was that Remi ended up gaining double the weight back after stopping Ozempic. This kind of yo-yo is many people's fear with these meds, and Remi became the unfortunate proof. She openly blamed Ozempic for messing with her metabolism and hunger signals.
I get triggered by so many things with weight because I am also sensitive to it in a way that I'm like almost annoyed that it's this trendy thing now when I went on it for like actual
Why were you
issues.
offered it?
Now she's urging caution. "It really should just be used for those with diabetes," she said firmly. Fans respected her honesty. Remi's followers have always loved her for being real about food struggles, and this was as real as it gets. Many thanked her for sharing the downsides that few Hollywood stars mention while flaunting slim new bodies. The backlash was mostly toward doctors rather than Remi herself. In fact, a lot of people felt bad that she was essentially a casualty of a trend. Even medical experts chimed in. Doctors from Harvard told people they're worried about exactly this: non-obese people taking these meds and leaving those who truly need them in the lurch. Ozempic shortages have been real, and Remi echoed that sentiment. The meds should be reserved for those who medically need it, not as a casual quick fix. Remi's experience also highlighted a mental health aspect, the binge restrict cycle. Her binge eating got worse after the because it artificially curbed her appetite, then reality hit like a truck when she quit. She's since been focusing on treating the root issue and steering clear of so-called miracle shots. So, the first part of this video got into some pretty unbelievable Ozempic journeys. But you probably didn't realize just how many of your favorite celebrities are on this stuff. If you liked this video, be sure to comment down below and subscribe for more.